Phoenix Splash TV. Well, hello there, and finally, I get to talk about wrestling. You know, I have a strange relationship with wrestling, and I bet most fans do. The reason I don't talk about wrestling on my channel is mainly due to the fact that I hardly keep up with the main show of shows, the WWE. The past few years, I used to watch it like once in a blue moon, but today all I really do is look up the results of a pay-per-view, and sometimes I don't even do that anymore. I used to be a huge fan of the WWE back in the day. I bought the toys, the soundtracks, the video games, but today it's just all gone. So what happened? I've been thinking about this topic and I figured out that there's two main reasons I got turned off by the WWE, but the biggest one is more clear to me than ever. When I really examine why it is I got turned off with WWE, it all really boils down to one wrestler in particular. And many might disagree with me on this, and many might agree with me. That wrestler is Triple H. You know, when you're reading an American world history book and there's little hints that America is the best? Well, that's how I feel like Triple H is presented in all media related to the WWE. No kidding, I was watching a Rey Mysterio DVD and a funny situation happened. They were talking about iconic entrance sound effects, like when you hear the gong you think of The Undertaker, and when you hear the glass breaking you think of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Then they threw in, and I quote, "and when you hear the music you think of Triple H." Like what? You can say that about any wrestler that has music as their entrance. And when they also talked about dream matches, Rey Mysterio mentioned that he would like to fight Triple H because they never faced off before. Really, Rey? Would you really want to face Triple H? That's probably something they told him to say. In my opinion, Triple H ruins everything that could have been so much better. There are tons of examples, but the biggest one is Sting. Sting finally joins the WWE and shocked old wrestling fans. It got me into the WWE for a short while. Throughout history, the dream match has always been Undertaker versus Sting, the two mythical forces that have never faced off. Instead, what did we get? Yep. And to top it all off, the match didn't make any sense. Like, why the hell did Hogan, Nash, and Scott Hall help Sting? They were enemies in the WCW. That's like making a Mortal Kombat and having Shang Tsung randomly helping Liu Kang for no rhyme or reason. That's when it became apparent to me that Sting was going to lose. It became WCW versus WWE, even though WCW was under for years before. Instead of giving the fans the dream match that was set years in the making, Sting was just used to brush the company's ego, and Triple H was the pistol. Sting ended up retiring, having lost 2 matches in the WWE, none of them to The Undertaker. Ironically, what happened to him was the reason he refused to join WWE in the first place. He'd be booked as an outsider. Do you ever notice WrestleMania main events and how they always have to have Triple H in them in some way, shape, or form? And warning, here comes an unpopular opinion, but every Triple H main event that I've ever seen wasn't that good. I'll share a story. I went to WrestleMania 25 live, I was in the crowd, and witnessed one of the greatest matches of all time, The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. The crowd was into it, and there was a lot of cheering and screaming for both of the two competitors. Then the main event comes. Triple H comes out and faces Randy Orton in the main event. The crowd could care less, I could care less, and Triple H won. Like, why? There's also Triple H's retirement. The guy retires, then CM Punk gets pretty famous. Then Triple H comes out of retirement, beats CM Punk, and then goes back into retirement? Like why? What's the point? Most recently, Triple H won the Royal Rumble and became champion. I saw the headline on my newsfeed and I just rolled my eyes thinking, I'm glad I don't watch this crap anymore. Now people these days are puking all over this guy, Roman Reigns. I don't know who he is. Now, I know people don't like him, but at least he gets a reaction, which is the boos. But, you know, Triple H reminds me. You remember playing action figures when you were a kid? Remember that friend or sibling that always had to have his toys beat your toys all the time? That child is Triple H. And of course there's the dreaded Reign of Terror that the internet fans call it. But honestly, I was too busy watching SmackDown to care about what happened on Raw. So if you want more information on that, click the link below in the description and watch a really well put together on it by Wrestling with Wreget. Where was I going with this? I said there was 2 reasons, right? Oh right, the internet. Once I was exposed to the internet, I would often look up my favorite past WWE matches, but then I got notifications from other companies. Sooner than later, I was exposed to Japanese wrestling, Mexican wrestling, independent wrestling, and so forth. I invested time in the now defunct FMW and decided I would rather watch Hayabusa kick ass than Triple H play make-believe. Wrestlers like Kota Ibushi, Pac, and Low-Ki caught my attention as I was trying to follow companies through Daily Motion or YouTube. A lot of the time I look up old ECW matches and WCW matches as well, and WWF matches. Today I hardly keep up with anything, to be honest. I'm aware that some of my favorite wrestlers I enjoyed in the past moved to WWE, and I hear NXT is good. But yeah, the only wrestling company I remotely keep up with is Lucha Underground. It's just so different than anything I've ever seen. I'm aware some people don't like it. You know, because that guy said he didn't like it, so everyone's gotta say they don't like it. But I find it hard not to enjoy. Just like I'm sure people enjoy Triple H for strange reasons. Hell, I enjoyed Triple H, I used to. I even bought his stupid toy like 3 times. So I just took a pretty big dump on Triple H, and if you like him, please tell me why in the comments below. Also, if you agree or disagree with anything I've said, leave that in the comments below too, and I'll respond. Stay tuned for next week where I'll talk about something video game related. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Phoenix Splash TV. This is Game Analyzer, signing off.